What's going on, YouTube? What's up, guys? It's great to be back here making more YouTube videos again. I know I've taken some personal time off with dealing with my band, and just like everything in that realm needs my attention. So sometimes I have to go away at times, but it's great to be back here again now making some YouTube videos. This first video I'm making today is pretty much, I want to start making these little histories and hints into my life being a rock and roll musician and what it's really like out there on the road, things like that, or crazy stories just in general. So this first one here, I think it's a pretty decently funny one, pretty good one. I hope you guys enjoy it.
And here.
So picture this. The year is 2010, okay? Escape the Fate, my previous band. We're at a real high point in our life, okay? Year is 2010-ish, like the beginning, I'd say, of 2010, something like that. At this time, we just got signed to Interscope Records, and we're at our high point in the band. I'd say it was like we're coming off of This War's Ours 2008 release, and everything was going really well with that. And so we're coming off that, going back into the studio, coming out with our 2010 release, Escape the Fate self-titled record. In that time, a lot of crazy things happened, as to each of their own. Each album was a process, you know. This one particularly, on a particular day, I have the thing here I'm going to show you guys in a minute. Pretty much my experience getting the chance to meet and work with Mick Mars of Motley Crue. And apparently how we got in touch with him was we did a song with this singer called Josh Todd, Buck Cherry, and the song was called 10 Miles Wide, and it had a lot of good success in that realm and stuff like that. It did really well. He apparently showed that song to Mick Mars and was like, you got to work with these guys or something like that. The conversation got started. So we went to his house. We went to Mick Mars's house. Okay. And this guy, he lived in like, I think we called it the Gates of Mordor or something like that, because he lived up in Malibu, but like way up in the mountains of Malibu. Very beautiful, very cool, very by itself too at the same time. We knock on the door. We're greeted with his butler and what seemed to be a very young girl. We assumed it was his daughter, you know, because she was so young, like, you know, and he is very like older gentleman, you know, I want to say. So we thought it was like a daughter or a cousin or something like that. We didn't know. And we get in there. It's beautiful house. And we get in there and get inside. There's full things of hors d'oeuvres, you know, everything all glamorous and very bougie, you know, as people say. It was beautiful, you know, it was magnificent. And then we kind of went on like a little mini tour throughout his house. And one room, I kid you not, it was so cool. It was just a room dedicated to guitars. Okay. And this thing is like as big as my house. Okay. Like we walked in there, guitars everywhere, all over the walls. Beautiful, magnificent guitar there. Like every type of a guitar ever, he had it. It was just like so overwhelmingly cool how many guitars this guy had. I asked him to play. I asked him if I could play like one of his guitars, and what I grabbed was a Gibson modified with a whammy bar on it that he modified, and I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen, because I never seen a Gibson at the time with a whammy bar like modified, and he said he built that, and he put that on there, and it was like, wow, that's really cool. Actually, that's awesome. You don't see that too often at the time, you know, 2010 and stuff like that. So I was really young, you know, so I was like, I'll just like, whoa, I'm baffled, I'm overwhelmed, this is so cool, you know. And pretty much we get in there and we go into a separate room, and it's a studio room. He has Pro Tools up, and he's like, I heard you guys kick some ass. You guys are really good. And I was like, oh, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Very nice gentleman. Very old too, though. And we get in there and we start fiddling around with. We had like a demo that we showed him, and he was like digging it and stuff. And then he's like trying to play the guitar. I want to say trying to play the guitar. I don't want to poke fingers and nothing like that. But Mick Mars, he's been around since the 80s, guys, and he's a very older gentleman now. And so even if I'm worried when I get like super old, if like I can still even keep up and play. That's why I practice a lot and stuff, so I can always be in shape. But I kid you not, like, he had like I don't want to say like any like issues and stuff like that, but he was just really like, didn't have like his spruce or something that he once had when he was younger. Like, so when he played the guitar, it was like, like an older man playing a guitar. I don't want to diss on him because he's actually really nice, but he could play. I kid you not, he could play, but it's just some stuff he would like, beat around the bush on and stuff when he played. My brother asked him to play a song. He's like, because my brother like loves his music and Motley Crue and everything like that, and he asked him to play a certain song, and then he's like, all right, yeah, let me get the guitar, and then he starts playing a different song, like entirely from what my brother asked, and my brother's just like, okay. Okay. We all noticed that too. We're like, okay. So you say to a man to play one song and he plays another. That's quite the thing. Yep. There's something I don't know. But so we're trying to sit there. We're trying to record a song, on Pro Tools, and we have this demo up of our song, one of our songs, for the self-titled. And pretty much, he is having a tough time trying to work the Pro Tools system out, and we're just like, maybe you need like an engineer. Do you have like an engineer around to help you with these type of things? And then he's sitting there like, like a frustrated old man, and he's like on the computer. He's like, how do you make a mouse like go from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen? Problems like, problems like that. And we're just like, dang, what is this guy, man? He needs like an engineer, someone to help him out so he can get his ideas across better. But he's like, oh, my engineer's out of the office today or something like that, blah, blah, blah. And so we're just like, all right, fuck it. Let's just keep going, I guess. And so we're just sitting in the room, all five of us. And we're just letting this go down. We're like, okay. But pretty much like we weren't really getting to like where we wanted to be, with this song, when he record parts. But he also played like kind of wild and cool, like the cool Mick Mars, that we all know and love and stuff like that. Motley Crue. I mean, Motley Crue was so cool. And he pretty much, when my brother would like try to record a guitar part on the demo for a song, he would grab the guitar from my brother and be like, you need to like hit the damn thing. You need to just like hit it. Don't try to play perfect. Just hit the damn thing, And my brother was like, what are you talking about? Hitting damn guitars and stuff like that. But he like, just because he didn't want to be like so technical, perfect, and he wanted you to actually just like play with character is what he meant. And I got that from what he was trying to tell my brother and stuff like that. And that's what he just meant. But it was really cool, interesting, because he was like literally like hitting the fucking guitar, sometimes, and like hitting it and be like bam, bam when he was playing it, which was very cool, very cool to see all that. And he had like a sprawl of magazines out in front of like a coffee table that just showed like all like his accomplishments of what magazines he's been in and things and covers and stuff like that, which was very cool. I was kind of looking at those too. And pretty much everything went well. And then when he needed something, here's an interesting part. When he needed something, we were all in the studio vibing out, chilling. All of a sudden, you just hear him whistle. You know, he's like, psh, psh. I know I can't whistle, but he just starts whistling like very faintly, and all of a sudden, you see his butler coming in over here, and the daughter, you know, coming in over here, and we are like, oh, okay, so he like whistles, and then they appear. You know, we're like, okay. And they're like, yes, do you need anything? He's like, oh, could you get like a water for him or something like that, you know, or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know what it was, but it was the whistle. Okay. The way this gentleman whistled. And it was really silly to see that. Yeah. So he whistles and then they appear in the room. Interesting. I thought that blew my mind a little bit. I was like, okay, because I could barely hear him whistle, and the people outside could hear that whistle. Okay, we're in a studio room. There's closed doors. I could barely hear the whistle, but the people outside must have been literally waiting in front of the door the whole time while we were in there working with Mick Mars, just waiting for his, like, anything that he might need. And when he whistled, they came waltzing right in the door. Butler and what appeared to be his daughter. Yeah. And anything we needed, it was just like that. It was just like anything we wanted. So pretty much that, I think that happened like twice. He did that while we were in that studio session with him. And it turns out, okay, here's the kicker. All right. Turns out that girl who we thought was his daughter, that is actually his girlfriend. Yes, I kid you not. That was actually his girlfriend, who we thought was his daughter the whole time. And Max was over there. Max, my bassist, he was like telling me, he's like, yeah, that's Mick Mars's girlfriend, Mike. And like I was like, really? I thought that was his daughter. Like, for real, I thought that was his daughter. He's like, no, that's a girlfriend. Yeah. It's like, wow. She looks like she's like 15 or 16 years old. That's like his girlfriend? She's like, and we all look at each other. We're like, yeah, she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. Come on. Thought that was really silly, really interesting. Pretty much though. It went like beautifully the rest of the time that we were there. It was really cool. And then their new CD, it's called Saints of Los Angeles at the time. It's like 2008, I think that came out or something like that. And so I think it's been out for like a couple years or something like that at the time, but it was the decade one. And so I actually only heard like one song, the single off of that. And but he had the CDs laying out for us. We could each take one. And the way this guy talked about like life and philosophy as being a rock and roll musician in general in life was very Rockstar-ish, you know, type of things, you know, he would say. And he pretty much gave me the CD, and I was just like, yeah, do you want to sign this, you know, for me? And this is what he wrote, okay? This is what he wrote. This is what Mick Mars wrote. He wrote, let me get in focus. He wrote, go Mike, massive volume, Mick Mars. F it. That's what he wrote on here. Yeah. This is it. The CD. I think this is like tour dates of Crue Fest on the back of here. Yeah, tour dates of Crue Fest. You know, this was really interesting. It's very cool. I have this. Very cool. I'm honored to be like have this in my studio room here and stuff like that. It's a nice memorabilia. But he pretty much told me, he's like, you know what the key to staying young is, Michael? And I go, what's that? What's the key to staying young? He goes, Lots of. I kid you not. That's what he said to us. Oh my god. Oh. Whew. Oh man. But that was pretty much my experience meeting Mick Mars and Motley Crue. There you go. Have a wonderful day, guys. We'll see you on the next one.